10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Hello, lads and lasses. Hey, if you like today's lesson, then please become a tattoo artist and only tattoo the phrase "I heart art" on people no matter what they ask for, as this would really help spread the good word about my class. All right, today we're going to do some art criticism. We're going to do a sculpture this time. And the name of the sculpture is called Karma by an artist named Do-Ho Suh. He is a Korean artist. So this is the sculpture, and it looks like, well, I'll let you describe it, but this is one view of the sculpture. And the sculpture is like this right here, and it's actually touching the ceiling and touching the floor. Here's another view of it. And you get a sense of how big it is when compared to a regular person standing in the room next to the sculpture. And then here's another view of it, a closer view. And I'm really sorry, I looked all over the internet for a clearer picture of the detail of this sculpture, but I just could not find one. But to get you a view, to get an understanding of what is really going on down there, here's another one of the artist's sculptures, and it's called Floor, and you can walk on it. So it's an actual floor, and if you look closer, the person stands on a piece of glass, and then under the glass are little sculptures of people that are holding their arms up to hold up the glass. And here's a closer view. So this is a detail of a separate sculpture that might give you an understanding of what's going on at the bottom of this sculpture. Do you get it? All right, this is the sculpture that we're working on, not this one. Okay, so the first part of an art criticism is the description. And what I want you to do is to write a paragraph describing this artwork. If you were talking to a friend on the phone and you had to describe it to them so that they can imagine what you see, and you could not use the camera function on your phone, then how would you describe it? How would you talk about this artwork so that they could understand what you're looking at? You know, what is it a sculpture of? What color is it? How big is it? Um, what is in the sculpture and what do you think it's made out of? All right, so I'm going to pause on this so that when you're watching the video, you can pause here and you can read this, and that might help you understand what to write about for the description. Once again, I want you to write 50 words about describing this artwork, Karma. All right, so we are back. And so, how did you describe it? Did you describe it as giant legs coming out of the ceiling and walking on the ground? And did you describe the shadows under the feet as the shadows are made of a horde of little people? And it looks like the little people are being stepped on or walked on, and that the people in the front are running to get out from under the shoe or to get under the shoe. And it's all the slacks that are the giant person is wearing are gray, and the shoes are black, and then the people are painted black. And so that's how I would describe this artwork. It's and I would, to go into even more detail, like the giant legs that are coming out of the ceiling, um, have slacks on them, and they're wearing black shoes, and the legs that we see are from below the knee down to the foot, probably about 12 feet tall. If I was to guess, that would be the height of the museum ceiling. Did I miss anything? If I missed anything, you write it down. All right, the second part of the critique is we're going to analyze this artwork. And with the analysis phase, I want you to focus on the element of art of, or not the element of art, the principal design of proportion. That I chose this artwork because this artist used proportion or worked mostly with proportion when making this artwork. And so think about the things that I taught you yesterday about proportion. And I'm going to pause on this one. So once again, I chose this artwork because of the principle of proportion. Um, how did the artist use scale? Look at this photograph that's on the side of the slide, and look at how tall and like a regular person is. And that gives you a sense of the scale of this work of art. How does the sculpture relate to the size of the real person? Is the sculpture bigger or smaller than the person? How does the sculpture relate to itself? Is one part bigger than the other? And then, did the artist use distortion or exaggeration? How so? Or if he did not, how did the artist use realistic proportions? So I want you to write a 50-word paragraph discussing analysis of this sculpture. You can pause this and read it to help you write your paragraph.